because they are based on my real life experiences, the moral compass is very straightforward and it almost portrays a perfect picture of a police officer, what an ideal IPS officer should be. In normal life, it is very common to make mistakes, to have shades of grey, have moral ambiguities, dilemmas in your life. But as a police officer, you are supposed to paint a very perfect picture.
Well, when reality feels stranger than fiction, you really need someone who's lived it to tell it to you all. Today we've got with us Amit Lodha, an officer who's hunted Bihar's deadliest criminals, faced massive political storms, and still found out the time to write the bestsellers like Bihar Diaries. Yep, you all must have seen that Netflix series that became popular, Khakee, the Bihar Chapter, right? And he's written yet another book named Life in the Uniform. Now he's back with Police Affairs, a thriller that's equal parts of corruption, temptation, and moral chaos. But here's the twist. It's written by a man who's lived the badge, the bullets, and all of the backlash. Now let's try and dig deeper behind the badge, beyond the headlines today, because we're meeting the man who turns life into literature. Officer Lodha, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Kuheena.
So, let's directly start with deep diving into your new book, Police Affairs. Now, it's in your reviews been called Patal Lok, that is meeting Delhi crime with the side of House of Cards. Now, from gritty memoirs to a raw crime thriller, why the switch, and was reality too close to the fiction this time?
Actually, Kuheena, it will be very amusing for you to know that I never had any interest in writing.
Okay.
But always had the flair. My school teachers also used to tell me that you write well, and writing is a very arduous task. It's not an easy thing.
Indeed.
And while I was in IIT, I used to think that I'll write something, maybe a memoirs of my days as an IIT student. But then that just remained a pipe dream, and I became an IPS officer. For years, I didn't even think about writing. Then my batchmate Chetan Bhagat, he wrote a book called 5 Point Someone. And it became a huge bestseller, and I really felt very disappointed with myself that I missed an opportunity. Later on, as luck would have it, I met certain people while I was posted as a DIG in Jaisalmer, and they encouraged me to write a book again. And I thought that let me try my hand at writing a book, and I'll just tick it off my bucket list. I never imagined that my first book, Bihar Diaries, would be such a huge bestseller. And the best part about both my books, Bihar Diaries and Life in the Uniform, is that they help change the perspective a lot of people have about the police.
Right.
And because they are based on my real life experiences, the moral compass is very straightforward, and it almost portrays a perfect picture of a police officer, what an ideal IPS officer should be. And I never imagined that people, particularly the youngsters, would be so inspired by these books that they will even discuss these books in the UPSC interviews.
Indeed.
And wherever I go, I see that a lot of youngsters, they come to me and they say that, sir, we were inspired by your work as a police officer. It feels very humbling to me. I feel very privileged that besides donning my uniform as an IPS officer, my books could also bring about some change in the thought process of people. And then I thought that this is it. I've written 2 books, that's enough. I never thought that I will write another book. And one day when I woke up, it's just pure chance that I had an idea. And I had so many experiences personally, experiences of my friends, so many news items that you read every day. And this germ of an idea struck my mind. I thought that I've always written about a perfect IPS officer, but every IPS officer is a human being. And we all have shades of grey.
Right.
What if this perfect IPS officer, seemingly perfect, who's professionally very competent, very brave, who saves the life of many senior politicians, and then he has a beautiful married life. What if he falls in a trap, he falls in a quandary? What will he do to extricate himself from that mess? So in this book, I have dwelled upon his shades of grey.
Indeed.
How is he human, and how he's kind of using his own knowledge and his own post, his power, to get him out of that mess.
Right. Officer Lodha, in your last two books, you were sharing your own experiences. Now you've taken a fictional aspect and side to this book. Now, Police Affairs is largely diving into the corruption, infidelity, and moral ambiguity of a police officer or cops who are also, like you said, are human. But while you chose to focus on these raw, uncomfortable aspects of life, were you also nervous about showing the ugly truth of the force? Were you
I
skeptical?
have not exactly written about the ugly truth of the force per se, but I've written about the individual.
Yes.
You know, how people, they are at the helm of affairs, how they can twist things according to their whims and fancies at times, not always necessary. And this time, this officer, he has fallen into a trap, he is in a mess, not created by his own actions, but definitely he made some wrong choices.
Indeed.
And then he fell into that trap, and he has done no wrong as such. I will not reveal much of the plot. But if he doesn't use the law to his own benefit, the system to his own benefit, he will never come out of the problems. And I see that happening all around us every day. And in normal life, it is very common to make mistakes, to have shades of grey, have moral ambiguities, dilemmas in your life. But as a police officer, you are supposed to paint a very perfect picture.
Indeed.
You are a role model for people, particularly the youngsters. Everybody looks up to you. The moment you put on the uniform, you're a different person altogether.
Yeah.
So now this person who's a role model for so many people, including his own children, and the kind of things that he has done, you know, some things which he has not done also, but he'll definitely be blamed for those things.
Right.
He has to tackle all those problems. And
Right. Now, without letting the cat out of the bag in terms of the storyline of the book, let's talk about your protagonist also, who's facing a lot of temptation and compromising itself. But is Arjun Kumar your alter ego, or it's purely out of your imagination, or something that you actually faced on ground and felt like replicating it in a fictional format?
It's a mix of all these three things. You know, in fact, there's so many things in real life which are stranger than fiction.
Indeed, indeed.
And I've seen so many of my friends going through these kind of issues. They used to talk to me about all these things, you know, middle-aged men. Forget about IPS or being a businessman.
Yeah.
All my friends, middle-aged people, often they used to talk about these things. And I just used to think that what if, you know, someday I fall in such kind of a trap, what will happen to me, number one. And what if I make a big mistake and things go out of control, they spiral me into, you know, total chaos, into a dark hole. A lot of things can happen. And being a civilian, you can come out of those things, you know. At the worst, your family will blame you. You will no longer be the same person for your family. But being a civil servant, an IPS officer, that too at the very top echelons, you know, where you're the poster boy for the government, so many other people, you will be in a deep mess, you know, and you will not only corrupt yourself, you corrupt the entire system.
Indeed, that tends to happen. But
Yes.
on a personal level, given the type of challenges that your protagonist is facing in the book, how will Officer Lodha deal with this kind of a situation?
Till now, I've always made the right choices. I've been very lucky also. And a lot of people ask me the same question, Kuheena, that is it based on your real life experiences? I said, of course, it is derived from a lot of things that have happened around me. And I just imagined what could have happened. So nothing like that has happened to me, luckily, and here I am in front of you.
You just talked about taking the right kind of decisions always.
Yes, always.
Help us understand, has your wife read any of your books?
My wife has not read any of my books. She has no interest in books, particularly my books. But for the first
Why
two books,
so?
the first two books, she said that I've lived through these books. I've lived a life.
Yeah.
She has been with me through thick and thin, through hell and high waters, and she has seen all the ups and downs of my life.
How has your family reacted to one of your book getting converted into a visual series for the public to consume it
I'll
that
be
way?
very honest, they keep me on terra firma. They're very normal. They don't talk about it, and
They keep you grounded.
they keep
These
me
are the
very
people-
grounded.
yes.
Though I'm a humble person, that's what I tend to believe. But none of my family members ever talk about it. For them, it's a non-event. Let me be very frank with you. My wife and my children, they feel more proud of me as an IPS officer, and the kind of work that I do, not only in catching criminals, but the best part of my service is that I can bring so much of relief and justice to people.
Right.
That is the thing which makes me really happy. In our system, you know, once somebody gets lost in the plethora of cases, or, investigation, and so much of injustice can be done to an individual. So that way I take a lot of satisfaction, pride that I've been able to help so many people. That is the thing which keeps me very happy.
Well, one needs to have a peaceful sleep once you go back home, and that's the whole point of a true and happy living. Officer Lodha, let's talk about your career, which has been nothing short of cinematic process, okay? From cracking down on the Shok Mahato gang in Sheikhpura to receiving the President's Police Medal for Distinguished Services all across your career. What drives you to keep pushing your boundaries despite all of the risks?
Actually, I'm very passionate about my service. I love my service. I feel very privileged. I've told you earlier also, and it's really, very, very wonderful to put on the uniform, because the words, Indian Police Service, I know it will sound very cliche to so many people, but I actually mean what I'm saying. Moment you put on the uniform, you're a different person altogether, and your one small decision can actually change the lives of so many people. And you get a chance to serve people. And in the police, particularly, as I said, Indian Police Service, you can bring justice and relief to people instantly. That is the beauty of the service. Somebody has been wronged, you talk to that person patiently. Apart from catching criminals, as I said earlier also, if you bring relief and justice to people, it makes a huge difference. So I feel very wonderful every day when I go to office. Now I'm a very senior officer, so that way I don't have to deal with the public so often. But otherwise, also, I love the fact that, my one small phone call can make a huge change to people's lives.
Indeed.
And now I'm getting phone calls from all over the country. So many people reach out to me through social media and other ways. And sometimes, initially I used to feel a little strange that people are calling me from Punjab, from Karnataka,
to seek
various states,
assistance and
to
help?
seek assistance. And I used to tell them, okay, you just WhatsApp to me and I'll forward it to the concerned SP. Let us try our luck.
All right.
And most of the times people respond very beautifully,
Because people will respond to
So
you.
it's phenomenal, the kind of change you can bring about in people's lives, ordinary people's lives.
Okay, just out of curiosity, you just said that now you've reached a stage where you don't get connected to the public directly. How do you stay connected or stay rooted to the grounds when it comes to dealing with people's problems?
In my office also, people come a lot. Though, as I said earlier, I'm not directly connected with people right now. I'm looking at after State Crime Records Bureau. But our police headquarters is a very transparent organization, and people are free to come there. And many times when people are passing by also, or if people come to know that I'm in the office, they will come and meet me, and they will have expectations. So I feel that I must definitely respond to that person, whatever I can do. Just one phone call, one WhatsApp, I'll do my best. And social media, it has got a lot of issues. My wife hates social media because we're all addicted to the mobile phone. But it has also made life easy in certain ways. You can
How has social media made your life easy? Give me one.
My life easy. It has made my life very difficult.
How so?
In the sense that I was never into social media and I was not addicted to the phone. Still, I would like to believe that I'm away from the phone, but according to my family, I'm always on the phone.
How much is your watch time on phone? 2 hours, 3 hours? Screen time?
It's not much, but it's, very mindless scrolling. That is the thing which
That's
which
the issue, yeah.
I feel bad, Maybe I'm not in that age group, maybe I'm too senior, whatever, but I'm into sports. So when I'm at the sports field, tennis or badminton, whatever I'm playing, I just don't even look at the mobile phone. But when I'm away from it, I'm in the car, so my wife tells me, why can't you sit idly for 10 minutes, look outside the window instead of looking at your phone? And since I told you about, I love sports, if there's a US Open match between Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz, I'll read the analysis, do so many things. She'll tell me that, why don't you watch the match live and just enjoy the match rather than, analyzing, going through the statistics. So it's kind of, an endless scrolling. Then you type Alcaraz, something new comes about him, then something comes about Djokovic.
Yeah,
so these kind
sports
of things.
is largely the algorithm content that is being showcased to you on your phone, right?
On my phone, no, it's movies also. I love books, I love movies. These are all good things, but looking at them, if I watch something on OTT, first I'll read the reviews. So my children make fun of me that you're reading the reviews for the last 2 hours and decide what you have to watch. By this time you would have finished.
Oh, so you get digressed and swayed away with the review.
So sometimes it's not a question of being digressed, I'm kind of wasting my time rather than watching the actual thing. I'm wasting my time on the reviews. And they tell me that you watch the movie for yourself, if you like it, see it. If you don't,
And then judge for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes a difference.
So
Nice.
today
Very
everything
interesting.
is available on the fingertips. The
Correct.
moment you get a chance, you will see that, okay, let me find out about it.
Yeah, that is there. Okay, we'll try and understand about your overall experience in Bihar. Bihar elections are also around the corner, and you've served in Bihar for almost over a decade now.
27 years. Almost.
More than 2 decades. Okay, how do you think that the political landscape has changed? How has the law and order and accountability of the police structure changed in Bihar? Have you seen any progress doing? And what more better can be done? As a civil servant, what you would suggest?
So I would say that there has been a tremendous change in the law and order situation. Right now, Bihar is very peaceful. There's no denying that. And since I love watching movies, many times I go for late night shows and I come back home with my friends in their civilian cars, without any bodyguards or any police vehicle. And I see that people are loitering. I myself feel very safe. And I see youngsters roaming on the Marine Drive. And it's a very different environment. It's very peaceful. I see young girls moving out. So many cafes are opening up every day. So things are as normal as possible. And it's a very safe place. Incidents can happen once in a while. They will happen anywhere. But the police is very professional. We crack down on the criminals very, very soon. It's a very scientific investigation is being done. A lot of things Bihar police has taken initiatives in. There are landmarks. For example, recently, Bihar police is the first state in the country which has given laptops and mobile phones to all its investigating officers.
Indeed.
And a lot of things are happening. We are about to launch our citizen services portal for the people of Bihar. It will connect the people of Bihar directly with the police. Even your FIRs will be registered online. A lot of things are getting done in Bihar, which normally people do not know of. So the situation is wonderful, and I'll give full credit to the entire hierarchy of Bihar police, right from the constable to the DGP. They've all been working tirelessly. I'm a part of the same team, so we all contribute on our own small manner. So that way, yes, the Bihar police has done wonders.
Well, I had congratulate you and your entire team for that. But one thing that you think is still lagging on the law and order aspect in the state that you think should be worked upon?
No, generally no. Generally, I'm not trying to be diplomatic, but yes, in all fronts, all the people are working very sincerely. Officers are very accessible to the public. And our own DGP meets the people every day. It's a fact. He meets people for 1 hour, 2 hours every day. So I have not heard of any issues as such, and it's a very professional setup.
Okay, talk to me very briefly about the role of digitization in police services. Is it helping, elevating, helping crack down better cases, or stay grounded with, or stay in touch with your?
Yeah, it is helping the police in every which way. And criminals also use the digital world, and the police ultimately catches up with them. Every now and then they'll come up with something new. When I was a young SP, I remember they used to use mobile phones. Then they came to WhatsApp. Now it's digital fraud, cyber crimes. But the police always catches up with them, They're very smart cops in the police system. And the public is police is very accessible to the public through social media. Bihar police has its own Facebook page, Twitter page, and they can connect directly with all of us. Our mobiles are always, online.
Yeah, I see a lot of social engagements happening between the police.
So, and the public's aspirations have also increased. Their knowledge of policing, their expectations, they're also increased. So, police is always at its toes. You have to keep abreast of the latest technologies. You have to keep, aligning yourself to the expectations of the public.
Right. Take care. Officer Lodha, we are now heading to a very quick session of this and that. This is a rapid fire kind of a session, and we'll quickly, you'll just have 60 seconds to answer this, all right? And you have to pick choices, no budging away, all right? So, okay. Choose one, IIT algorithms or IPS fieldwork?
IPS fieldwork.
Writing under candlelight during Bihar's power cuts or facing a mob without a backup?
Writing under candlelight. It's not easy facing a mob. It's a very difficult task.
Okay, okay.
Without backup, particularly when you said, it's very, very difficult.
Okay. OTT fame or police badge recognition?
Police badge recognition, any day.
Bihar's litti choka or Rajasthan's dal bati?
They're almost similar. I'm not being diplomatic, but they're almost similar.
Okay.
And I like litti choka also very much.
Okay. Okay. Political pressure or public scrutiny?
Public scrutiny?
And finally, Khakee season 2 or Police Affairs as a web series now?
Police Office.
As a web series?
Yes.
Okay, one last question to you. Police Affairs is exposing the ugly truth behind the badge. As a serving officer, were you ever hesitant to reveal these kind of realities, also knowing the fact that it could spark some kind of a backlash or bring the focal point to the police services in a very dim, dark light?
No, it's not about the police system as such. I've told you earlier also. It's about that individual. And if you read the book, and I'm sure when the readers read it, it is a roller coaster ride of emotions, and it has all the elements of drama, you know, intrigue, suspense, romance. It's everything is there. Thrill, unpredictable twist. So it's more about that individual. It's not about the police system. Rather, how the system works very well. It's about that, and how the individual ultimately uses the system only to get justice, not only for himself also, for everybody around who has been wronged.
Right.
There have been a lot of people who have been wronged also in this book.
Indeed, indeed. I've gone through some of it. But thank you so much, Officer Lodha. Thank you for pulling no punches today. But for everyone watching this, Police Affairs is just another thriller, but it is a 300 pages of reality, which is now wrapped in fiction. The truth may be very inconvenient, but it always makes for a powerful story. So thank you all for joining us today. Go grab your copy of Police Affairs while we are at it, taking interactions with Amit Lodha. You can also drop your comments in the section below, hit like and subscribe. Well, stay tuned for more such updates next time.
Been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.